Hello everybody, this is Melissa with Enchanted Emerald bringing you your monthly reading here for February 2022 for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. As we get started here, as always, if you haven't yet subscribed to my YouTube, please don't hesitate to do so that you're in the know of all the new and amazing content as it is released. As always, I use the traditional Rider-Waite deck. That's my go-to deck when I do my readings. I love that deck. I get a lot of intuitive hits off of it, and so without further ado, I'll jump right in here for you. The 1st through the 5th, we have the Lovers card, accompanied with the 6 of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. These two actually came out together. So what I'm really feeling, Pisces, is that this month when you're jumping into this energy, I'm feeling as though you might have a period where you're feeling like very stable. There's a lot of stability that comes in with this. You might even feel invited to fall in love with your life, or feel, invited to fall even more in love with your life. You might be feeling all the feels when it comes to certain activities. You might feel called to join different groups. You might be feeling called to invite others to join you on your journey in these activities that you get yourself involved in. There's just a very telling tale here with you in terms of how you connect emotionally and intellectually with others, with your environment, and within yourself as well, okay? I do feel that there is, a point here with how we, as Pisces, you have an ability here to, really connect with others, right? You can very much be very tapped in and tuned in and connected with other people, and so you can almost maybe anticipate their needs, and so you have this uncanny ability to be very open-minded. Most of the time you really probably find it very fun to listen to other people's points of view, and maybe learn about different cultures and things like that. I feel as though, even though you might find that very, very fun, you might be like, like kind of like in a dream world almost, like it's fun, but then you take a step back, you like to be in your own reality. You may not necessarily want to ever adopt any of those viewpoints and try to adapt and change your own lifestyle into, assimilating some of those views into your own life, but you just like to hear those things. Now, what comes in with this is that, there's a message here with this, that there is a tendency with this narrow-mindedness, right, for you to have this one-track mind, right, where you become maybe very focused on certain goals or certain aspects, maybe almost to a fault of what it is that you're trying to work on at that point in time, or at this point in time in your life. So be mindful as you move through this week, maybe even through this month, that this isn't something that you're doing, that you're not very focused on certain things, and you're allowing that to take over to a point where you're not creating time for yourself to find the joy and to spread the love and things like that. So I do feel that you will, as you invite others maybe to partake in some of the activities that you are doing, I feel as though you might kind of take somebody under your wing, so to speak, and you may be imparting some wisdom to them with that 6 of Pentacles. I feel like there's like a giver and a receiver here with this as well. So like maybe you might adopt a role in which you are always the giver, where you're always giving wisdom or speaking truth, or speaking life, breathing life into somebody with your words, and then somebody is the receiver of that, right? And so I feel as though, making sure that it's a equal give and take, and that you are not just filling this person up and then also not getting anything in return. I think that's something to just be mindful of as you move through the week. Okay, Pisces, so moving into the 6th through the 12th, we have the 2 of Wands accompanied with the 9 of Pentacles. And then at the end of the week there, we have the Knight of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, so Knight of Swords, impulsiveness, right? Ace of Pentacles, a beautiful gift from Spirit. coming in, a divine opportunity perhaps, and then ending with the King of Wands. So what I'm feeling here is that, you know, moving into this week, this might be an energy where you might have felt going into something, whether it's your career or a relationship, however this resonates for you, you might have felt going into this that this was your final resting place almost, right? Like you were like, yes, I've made it, and this is exactly what I wanted, and now I'm ready to just live out the rest of my life happy as can be, right? But that's not how life really works, right? We always have change. We always have different perspectives, and as we grow, our environment, sometimes we outgrow our environment. And so I feel as though there's this antsy feeling kind of creeping up within you where you might be feeling like, I feel like I'm doing well enough right now, but like I also know that like I can be doing better. I can be thriving, right? And so I feel like there's this kind of pull maybe inside of you, this like, gosh, there's something more out there for me, or there's something more that I should be doing. And so maybe you're thinking about a change, right? And so, you know, I feel like maybe you're in a place where you have tried different things, and maybe that's failed in the past, because I'm feeling like there's this like grinding of gears, right? But I feel like there's things that you were doing perhaps in the past when you did try to make those changes that caused you to fail ultimately, right? And so, you know, if you're feeling like you're going nowhere at this point in time, know that when you are making those plans, taking that action, I feel like there will be small opportunities that will come in for you. And I feel like, yes, it'll be okay to just jump right in on them, right? With that Knight, right? He comes in very quickly. It'll be okay to just jump in on some of them opportunities and say, I'm ready for change, right? And embrace that. But there will be bigger opportunities coming in, right? That's that Ace of Pentacles. A bigger opportunity will be presenting itself to you, and that for long-term success is going to require some planning on your part and some careful action, you know? And so I feel like for the long-term success of that, making sure that you are preparing yourself emotionally and mentally and physically, all the things that you have to do. So making sure that you are, you know, whatever it is that you're planning, whether you need to set money aside for that, maybe you need to pick up a second job, maybe you need to, you know, start getting into a space where you're managing your stress better, you're starting to meditate or go to the gym, maybe you're starting to improve how you eat, right? Eat healthier. Maybe you're starting to look at some of these past things and you know, come up with an action plan. And I feel like somebody's actually writing things down, you know. So coming up with an action plan, like what happened in the past and where did I go wrong when I tried to maybe perhaps tried to go to school and, you know, you it didn't work out for you for some reason, and you know, maybe there was a lot of things going on in your environment, and how can you decrease those things, all of the stimulus, so that you can be successful this time. So that just looking at all of those things and making sure that you're coming up with an action plan before you're ready to jump on that big opportunity when that comes in. Now, know that all these small opportunities, when they present themselves to you, not every one of them will be for you. So it's okay to say no to some of those opportunities, because it's going to keep a space open for the right opportunity that is going to be for you. And I feel that that's going to lead you to some people that would be beneficial for you to connect with, because I feel it's going to fuel you energetically, and it will like motivate you. You'll feel excited and feeling, you know, where you can feel supported in moving forward and conquering those goals, right? And taking that action. Moving into the 13th through the 19th, we have the Moon card. And that comes in with the Tower and the Nine of Cups. Now, I want you to know that yes, that Tower does look a little bit scary, but understand that. So sometimes when we do ask for things and we get this granted to us, it doesn't always look exactly like we want it to, right? It can be really overwhelming when we get exactly what we want. We're like, whoa, okay, so now we have to make the adjustments, right? Because it can come in hard and fast, right? after you've been wanting and wanting and wanting and wanting and hoping and manifesting, setting your intentions, right? Like journaling about it, right? And then it finally comes in and you're like, oh, okay, I have to do this now. It gets a little overwhelming. And so it's just something for you to think about as you're exploring some of these opportunities. Okay, understand that this tower, this tower moment could be a result of that moon card. Okay, when we look at that moon card, usually it does attest to some things that are hidden. Now, Spirit is saying that there's I believe that there's a conversation that you're going to be having where somebody's kind of skimming over the top of things. Maybe they're providing you some sort of an overview of everything, where they're not really giving you all of the details, they're just giving you some of the details. It's kind of like reading a contract, right? Before you sign the contract, you want to make sure you read all of the details. You want to know what you're getting into. Well, some of these details have been omitted in this conversation, though. And so it's left you feeling a little bit intrigued, maybe a little overwhelmed, right? They've got your attention. But I think in the end, like towards the end of the week, I mean, it might come out that, you know, these details were omitted, right? You're going to find this out because I feel like you're spiritually protected. And it's going to turn into some sort of like heated disagreement, right? And I feel like it's really important for you to maintain your stance. Or like one party is really going to skirt themselves around things, and then another party is going to maintain their stance and be very adamant about where they stand within this. And so I feel like that's you. You're not going to change your mind no matter what. And so, you know, I feel like on the other side of all of this, things are going to be fine. Things are going to work out good. But I think it's just getting past this issue. And I feel like this issue has something to do with where maybe your north node placement is, or what's in your north node. Because when we talk about our north node, now I'm not an astrologer by any means, but Spirit brought this up, so I'm relaying this. So I feel like when we talk about our north node, it's about who we are supposed to become in our lifetime, right? Like south node is like our past life stuff, and this is, you know, what we've learned in the past lives. Well, north node is about what we're supposed to learn in this life and who we are to be and who we are to become as a result of that. So it's talking about like what you're supposed to work through karmically in this lifetime. And so I feel like this is something that you're going to be working through perhaps with this person. It's a karmic thing, and once you get through that, it's really going to help you to evolve spiritually, and also even on like an emotional level. Okay, so this is probably one of your bigger lessons, and so I feel like this may or may not come easy, and it depends on you know, factors of the past, and maybe if you have a past with this person, a lot of different things. It'll be different for all of you Pisces out there, however that resonates. So and then again, of course, not all general readings can resonate for everyone. That could have been a specific message for somebody. But moving into the 20th through the 28th, we have the 10 of Pentacles with the 3 of Swords and then the Star card. Beautiful, loving Star card. Now this was kind of overarching here. This was just sticking out of the deck the whole time. As I was shuffling and those cards came out, was the Ace of Wands. So I just feel like it's an overarching theme for it. Creativity, divine prowess kind of coming in. And so I love it. You know, new goals for yourself coming in. Now I feel like, I don't know why, I feel like there could be some issues within a court system for somebody, but you know, I feel like that's going to work out. And it could be related to maybe like a divorce situation. It could be matters of the heart, issues with love, things like that. Something within the court system. But I feel all in all, the advice with that is to just stay down to earth, right? Don't blow things out of proportion. Don't allow yourself to get carried away with your mind, thoughts within your mind. Don't become a prisoner of your mind, right? Stick to the facts and keep yourself focused, stay grounded, and stay down to earth throughout that whole process. And I feel like things will work out for you. But looking at all of those cards together, I feel that there's an issue here that is really causing you a little bit of disappointment. Maybe you're feeling like this situation has fallen short of your expectations and you're just feeling really overwhelmed with that. And so I feel like what you've been hoping for hasn't happened, right? So I feel like there's going to be this period of healing this week, maybe even after kind of like taking a moment to reflect on all of that. You could be asking yourself, like, is it true? Is this true? Maybe you have some fear of abandonment. And so you had all of these expectations and all of these hopes and all of these things that maybe you were trying to control within the situation. And when that didn't happen, when all that you wanted, to happen exactly how you wanted it to happen didn't happen, then you're feeling like, oh man, this is just not what I wanted. And so I think it's like kind of taking a step back and gaining some perspective on the situation, understanding that this, even though it might have fallen short of your expectations, are some of those expectations just a projection of your own inner world, things that you were projecting onto this other person, these expectations that are kind of unrealistic because it's trying to heal and soothe your fear of abandonment within all of that. But in doing so, and in this reflection, you realize this person never really abandoned you at all, right? And so I feel like it's something that you'll realize that you can work with. I feel like it'll end up coming out to the other side. Whether you choose to work with this person and say, okay, let's try this again, or an ultimate like moving forward, I feel like you'll realize, oh, okay, I've learned, right? Because what this brings overall for your advice is the Six of Swords. And this is like moving on, moving forward, and cutting ties to the past, cut your losses, right? And so I do feel as though you might feel like you're in a pickle, right? Like you feel like you're in a very difficult situation with your back against the wall. And what this is it's unpleasant. It can be, maybe embarrassing, but overall, it's this catalyst and it propels you forward into this change, right? Because sometimes we stay in situations to appease ourselves and our comforts and our securities. But what this will do is propel you into some changes, and it will help you to remove those emotional barriers, those swords within this. Those are our thoughts, those are our feelings and hurts and stuff from the past, and we're just carrying them with us. On the other side of that is just smooth, calm waters in a beautiful paradise island, right? And so I think it'll help you as you work through some of these things, as you've taken that step back in that past week, the 13th through the 20th through the 28th, overall, at the end of the month, as it concludes, you'll realize that, like, I've allowed myself to not take a look at the bigger picture, and I'm getting a better perspective for myself now. And I realize that I have some things that I have to work through. I have some shadow work to do, and you understand that you're capable of that. And that's part of you working through that, to allow yourself to get to a space where you can thrive, right? And so this is taking your power back, and this is part of claiming your beautiful life. This is part of you understanding that, yes, I'm doing well, but I know I can do better. And so when you know better, do better, kind of that Maya Angelou quote. So beautiful read here for you, Pisces. And I do so hope that this resonates for you. As always, if you know another Pisces that is near and dear to your heart that could benefit from hearing the message, please don't hesitate to share this with them. And if you are interested in your own personal reading, you can hit me up at the Square site in the description box below, or on Facebook in the Messenger, Enchanted Emerald, or you can email me at enchantedemeraldny@gmail.com. As always, I will be back with another read for you guys again soon. Thank you so much. Take care.